Alrighty. I think all of you are going to look at me funny, but on the inside, I'm kind of a little old lady. So, here is some Solitaire. I had a dentist appointment today, so I was like, you know what? I am going to make use of having a stupid phone, and I am going to sit there and play a game. I decided I'm kind of sick of Fallout right now, and Among Us takes a little too long in the office. So I was like, you know what? Solitaire, because it's quick. I'm not the best at it, but you know what? It is fun. It makes you think. It boggles your mind, which is the same thing as thinking. But, you know, you got to come up with synonyms for things to sound smarticle. Excuse me, I burped. Yeah. So today with my orthodontist, it was just something I kind of scheduled very last minute. It was like almost like a quote-unquote emergency, if you will. I don't know if any of you have ever had things done with braces and stuff like that. I had braces for a while. And so I had a metal bar placed behind my teeth to like hook up a retainer in. I haven't wore that in years, probably like 6-7 years. And so it was like, okay, I don't need to have that bar. I had one on my bottom teeth as well, behind, so it was like under my tongue kind of thing. And this one was a square wire that they put on for my bottom row, and it kept cutting my tongue, so they removed that because it was so uncomfortable. And so I had the top one left. Well, about a week or so ago, I was at break, and so I was having beef jerky because I'm like, oh my god, I'm starving, and that's a great snack, some Jack Links, whatever. Was eating, chunking on some jerky, and then all of a sudden, snap! And I'm like, oh, fuck. The right side of my bar, the composite that was holding it there snapped off, and so it was free hanging, and so it was stabbing my mouth, and I'm like, oh my god. So I had to forcefully bend it and then bite the wire off. So I was only left with the left side. So it was still hooked up to like my front incisor to like the first molar or something like that. Something on the lines of that. That's kind of how it's set up. So that it's hooked up to different teeth through there. So I went today to get that side removed and dremeled off. And like, that is my last appointment there, so everything is complete, my teeth are straight, everything's fine. I got told by the orthodontist, I used to go there when I was a kid, right? But there's a new doctor in place, so I am assuming that my old doctor retired. Whatever. Things like that happen. Sometimes people move to different practices. But this doctor was such a royal piece of work, let me tell you what. He was like, oh, well, you know your teeth are going to shift, right? Yeah, they always do. And I also have not worn my retainer in like 6-7 years. And my teeth are fine. I am getting a bite guard from my new dentist. I just needed this one off, and I was recommended to talk to my orthodontist who put them in place, i.e. you. Or your facility, at least. And he was like, well, I want to replace them and put a new one on and stuff like that. And I'm like, whoa, you are not making me do anything here. I'm like, I already got a new dentist. I'm going with them. They are local to my town. I live an hour away. No. And he was just kind of like, just very huffy about it. And I said to his nurse, and she came over, well, I'm instructed, blah, 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 like, we do a new one on the house and stuff like that since you haven't had problems before, so you'll be free of charge. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And she was like, oh, well, let me talk to him for a little bit. She went and talked to him, and he was on a patient next door, and it's not like closed rooms. It's all out in the open, so you get to see other patients in the chairs and stuff like that. It's really weird. And he was like, Well, just tell her that her teeth are gonna shift. Bitch, you already told me this. Don't tell me nothing I don't already know. I'm 22. I'm not 2. I know my teeth are gonna shift. Everybody's teeth shift if they do not wear their guards or their retainers and stuff like that. I've been knowing this. And I'm fine. I had braces for a long time. I had that stupid retainer that cut my tongue for a long time. Now, I'm good without having a bar or a piece of plastic in my mouth. Thank you. If I want something in my mouth, I will go to Tinder. Anyways. So it was like, you're being disgusting. I understand what you want to do, but I am not comfortable with doing that anymore. So get over yourself. It's like, have you never heard of My Body, My Choice? The patient doesn't have to do shit. I already went through and completed my stuff with my braces. I don't need anything more than that stuff. So, I'm done. And the only way I will go back into your facility is to pay you guys for removing it. And he didn't even do a good job of removing it. He grabbed a tool to prop it up and then went in with his fingers and yanked the bar out. Like, he didn't trim it out. He just forcefully yanked it. My mom used to work in a dental office. I told her that, and she audibly gasped. Like, this is not a tooth you're pulling out. So now my teeth are super sensitive today, and I had to work on top of that. They asked me to come in. But he didn't, like, file the composite off nicely. He just went through and skimmed off what he could. Did not polish my teeth, none of that. He just took it off, simply. He didn't do it nice. So, like, I can feel rough bits on my teeth from the composite. So, now, next week, when I go and have my fillings done, while they're in there, I'm going to be like, hey, he jacked up the teeth that he took the wire off. Can you go through and clean and polish? Okay, thanks, bye, kind of thing. I almost witnessed a car crash. I'm at work in my car ready to go home because today has been a day. So that all happened. Then I hang out at my house for a little bit, go to work. I got asked to come in 2 to 9, so whatever. I'm going to work the afternoon. It's fine. Easy money. My bosses decided to not communicate at all and, like, overstaffed us, shockingly, because this is retail. 9 times out of 10, we're short-staffed. There were 7 bodies on self-checkout, and we only have 2 working registers because corporate America wants to change everything to a computer, which is great, and then complain why people don't want to work. Anyways, so that happened, and another person was coming in, and we tracked him down, and we're like, you have to go home because you're a minor and you can't work 6 days straight. So, had him sent home. He was like, I have to call my mom, and I'm like, alright, cool, understandable. He was scheduled, but I originally was supposed to take his schedule, and they were supposed to mark him off, but there was no communication towards any of us or any of them, so we had management mad at management for not confirming anything with anybody, and me and another person got sent home early. Other people got sent home early too, but it was like, yeah, it's 8 p.m., you want to go home? And I was like, yeah, because you don't need 5 people to close. So me and somebody else went home early, and the one person's probably going to leave at 8:30, and it's just like, oh my God, like, why don't you communicate? I understand that you don't have to like all your coworkers, but communication is key for work. And communicating is also key for a freaking dental office. Like, I don't know. People are weird. It's just like, some people communicate, and then you have those of us that, like, communicate wrongly and stuff. Just talk to people. Who cares if they get mad? Not me. I don't give a flying fadoodle. Just make sure that you talk to somebody. Like, it is not that complicated. It really isn't. It's only that you make it complicated. That's the only problem. It legitimately is the only problem, but... oh well, what are you gonna do, man? It just sucks that it is that way, because it doesn't need to be, but I don't make the rules. I just live here, man. I just work here. But, yeah. I do have big plans for my Etsy, so that is coming up soon. And I believe that I will have some projects underway. It's going to be a good start to the new year. I promise you that. But yeah, I appreciate you all for listening to me rant and also watching me play some of this game. Get Solitaire, y'all. I mean it.